CleanStart?
Oh, gosh. There's two words that came to mind. The first one was dependable, and the second one was elevate. It was more of a phrase, elevating the clean tech story.
Okay, that works.
So, and what I mean by dependable is that there's so many people trying to do so many things right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the word would better have been consistent. I'm sorry. You know, you guys have been consistent across the board, you know, and I feel like I always have a great resource to go to for information, for finding out what's new and what's happening, and to also look at how you're supporting your community so I can look at how I can better support my community. I mean,
Okay.
that was a lot. So
Yeah, no, that's great. And we got it. So you're going to be in one of our future ads.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So Aaron, what one? We'll go to Aaron here. What one word would you use to describe CleanStart, Aaron?
Gosh, I can't do it in one word. Helpful doesn't describe it. It's not enough. Robust. I don't know. In support. I don't know. That's hard.
That works. That works. All right.
All right. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone today to CleanStart's To-Dos. Today we have Eva Shepard-Nicole from ChicoStart, the executive director there. I'm really excited about this because those of you who know a little bit about me know I am a Chico State grad. And back when I was finishing up Chico State, I was actually part of the first student team to start their entrepreneurship center there on campus with Ryan Johnson. And later when I went back and worked in Chico, I got to meet people at ChicoStart and see all the work they were doing with startup companies. Now today you're going to hear a lot more about a lot of the exciting things they're doing and about why they're so important up there in Chico and in Northern California as a startup center in general. Make sure I got the right page code. Just some quick housekeeping, remember to stay on mute, raise your hand, go into that chat spot and feel free to chat away. I'm going to start by sharing with you a link to these slides. That way everyone can follow along at home. Yeah. Now, with everything that's kind of going on in the world with the stress of COVID, we also want to help encourage people to support change. CleanStart, we released a statement supporting Black Lives Matter and the overall movement to end racism. Also, there's a lot of diversity venture groups in Sacramento that are supporting change in the entrepreneurship community. And these are led by people who have supported all entrepreneurs in Sacramento and helped them grow and mentor them. And now they have funds to support Black-owned businesses. Also, I want to highlight Veritable Good. They're doing a lot of education around how do you connect with the community and understand what the community needs, which is really important. Because if you're going after some of these CEC grants and grants from other government organizations, having a strong community partner and building trust in the community is incredibly important. So check them out. Also to learn about EcoAlpha, who we had here on a To-Dos. And SMUD has been investing in communities through their Sustainable Communities program. I want to also recognize our CleanStart sponsors, Blue Tech Valley, Sac State Department of Engineering and Computer Science, SMUD, and Weintraub Tobin. Weintraub Tobin provides a lot of resources for startups and people facing COVID-19. There's a link to that you'll see later. SMUD has their business support programs, and Blue Tech Valley, well, they're an incubator accelerator that supports CleanStart very much with us. And also they work with up in Chico with ChicoStart and more. As always, if you like what we're doing, buy us a cup of coffee. Just a little bit goes a long way. It helps speed our caffeine fix that we have. That's actually quite debilitating at this point. But support us that way too. And I also want to say, support ChicoStart. We're not the only ones in the community right now that are trying to build things. But if you're up there in Chico, support ChicoStart too, because they're helping your community, and you're going to hear more about that in a bit. Some quick announcements. We have green drinks coming up, which I'm really excited about. Our CleanStart associate, Soraya Jackson, is taking the lead on that. And we're having Sacramento local notable person, Ed Fletcher from my Burning Man camp, but he's also, more importantly, a longtime reporter in the Sacramento region. He's going to be interviewing community members about how the environmental movement can support social equity. So I suggest you check that out. Now, we always say go to 1 Million Cups Sacramento. Well, there's also 1 Million Cups in Chico. So now with everything virtual, you can check out 1 Million Cups in Chico. Also, add Blue Tech Valley's calendar to yours. They have a lot of good events going on. Check it out. Here's that COVID-19 resource page I promised. Hacker Lab has moved their classes online. The Mayor's Climate Commission has just come out with a report on the actions that the Sacramento and West Sac are going to take or push to fight climate change. And one of those is invest in innovation. I suggest you read that so you know what people in our local leadership community are thinking. Also, Stoll Reeves has their regulatory update. And if you're wondering what is CleanStart doing during this, well, we've got 2 exciting events coming up. The Clean Tech Spotlight Pitch Night, July 23rd at 5 p.m. and our Clean Tech Meetup, Electric Nights and Electric Bikes. So at both of these, we put out already a host of content about the companies that will be there. At the Clean Tech Spotlight Night, Terzo, Repurpose, and Simple Global all of them have blogs and all of them have videos. You can follow the links here to watch their videos and read their blogs. Additionally, at the Clean Tech Meetup, Rumble Motors, which they're really exciting. They have this really cool bike that you see right here. We just posted a blog up on them. Glide Cruisers. They make electric cruisers, which Christopher Wiggins, founder and owner of Glide Cruisers, likes to describe more as a motorcycle because he wants to make it, really cool and exciting. And also Mars Cycles, Casey Mars, building electric motorcycles out here in the Sacramento area. There's a link to the slides for those of you that just got in. And if you want to stay connected and figure out how you stay on top of this, ChicoStart, Eva's going to share a bunch of things from ChicoStart. So, but remember, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, sign up for their mailing list. And CleanStart also has all these links here too. And without further ado, I would like to welcome Eva Shepard to talk about ChicoStart. And just say next slide and always click to the next slide for you there.
Okay, got it. Well, good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here, and it's great to be able to have the opportunity to tell my story, or the story of the North State, sorry. That's just kind of a downtown drone shot I like, that I tend to use on occasion. And that actually is somewhat recent, so that's why there's hardly any cars on the road. We're hoping to turn all those empty streets into outdoor cafes as long as COVID doesn't spike. But anyway, going to the next slide, please. So my agenda today is to share with you our current focus of ChicoStart, who we are, and what we're trying to accomplish. I'm going to share a really cool chart of our partners in ecosystem and tell you a little bit about one of our initiatives called GrowTech. Then I'll have a shameless plug for our GrowTech Fest 2020, which is currently scheduled for October 20th, 2020. And it's still in person. It's still until further notice, right? And still at Sierra Nevada Brewery. So we have not been canceled yet. So fingers crossed. And yes, I bought masks and everyone will have hand sanitizer, and I got that covered. And the last thing I wanted to share is less tech related and less CleanStart related, but more lifestyle related. And that is a video about Butte County and kind of during this time. It's kind of one of those Zen things that I wanted to share. Oh, which reminds me, before I go any further, Thomas, I forgot to send you the GrowTech video, didn't I?
I have not seen it.
Okay, so I'll try to do that while I'm talking. Okay, so next slide, please. So who is ChicoStart and what is our focus? For those of you that don't know, I'm happy to share. We are the center of the startup and small business ecosystem for the North State. We cover 15 counties, and our sole mission in life is to remove the barriers for startups and small businesses to thrive. Our motto is start, grow, thrive, right? So we have created an ecosystem that networks the resources, support, technical assistance to help businesses. As we kind of see ourselves as a central liaison for this regional ecosystem. We connect them to industry, funding, agencies, education, makerspaces, workforce development, grants, mentoring, events, and other partners like CleanStart, like Blue Tech Valley, like, hi, here's a CalSeed grant. Well, you guys need to look into this. I mean, they're the kind of things that are not exclusive to where we live, because we know that we're all in this together. Oh gosh, is that overused or what? But we are. And we in the North State face some unique challenges. In our region, we are about 35,000 square miles and less than 1 million people. We have a high rural population, and we have really some huge broadband issues. So those are becoming even more. Those are becoming even more prevalent and urgent during this COVID crisis. Next slide, please. Okay, I'm hoping this link works, Thomas. So the next topic on my agenda today was to share with you our partners in our ecosystem. And we have to click on the link, and I don't know, can I click on it and it'll work?
I'll click on it.
Okay. So I want you guys to watch this. Hopefully it's gonna work how I want it to work. See how it moves? It's alive. Right, it's alive. Okay, now, Thomas, go up to the plus sign. Okay, and watch it. You'll see it start to fill in with names, right? So ChicoStart is in the middle of this ecosystem. Okay, if you click on any one of these dots, it'll tell you who they are, what they do, what their focus is in the ecosystem, their address, their phone number, etc. I love this program. It needs to be edited. I actually have I'll show it to you behind me. I have a printout of it. Do you see that thing behind me, kind of?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a printout of it that's leaning against a whiteboard. And I've already started marking it up to add and rearrange. But I'm also a paper person, unfortunately. So I like to surround myself with those kind of visuals. But this is a really cool resource. So of course, we're looking at things like innovation hubs. And so do you guys see yourself, as you see CleanStart right here? Okay, you can zoom in on CleanStart. Okay, oh, and look it.
Because
You can click on it and there's the information.
as Atlantic is framing this, it doesn't necessarily sound like it's bad for the president.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
I think it was some background noise.
Oh, okay. All right. So I just want to share this really cool tool that we use here to outline our ecosystem.
What is the tool?
The tool is called Kumu.io. Kumu.io. And we were one of their first pilot programs. So I'm a happy guinea pig for these type of things. So what it further illustrates, and we actually shared this, and that's why it's on papers, because we brought it to Grow Tech Fest last year. Good segue. We actually brought it so that people could also add. We had old-fashioned pens and Post-it notes out, so people could add where they would fit into the ecosystem as well. So we didn't have to add too many. We had most of them there, but it was kind of a great representation to show what it actually takes to support this. I mean, people like Laura Good, you know, she knows that you have to have, it's more than just one village. You know, you have to have, you know, multiple villages, and they're around innovation hubs, they're around agencies, they're around co-working spaces, they're around funding. And what does that look like going forward? Those are things we could fill a whole CleanStart to-dos with at another time. All right, let's move on to the next slide. All right, and I just wanted to touch base on Grow Tech itself. Grow Tech is a industry-to-industry partnership that ChicoStart supports. And what that means is that we have a collection, a collaborative of about 30 tech companies in the North State that work together to take a step back. We saw that there was competition and poaching amongst different engineering groups. And we wanted to get it, we wanted to elevate the tech story to one, the outside world, so they knew that we had a tech hub here. And second, so that these guys work together for best practices and less poaching. So more collaborative and less competition. And it's worked out really well. So it was kicked off with a CleanStart grant about 3 years ago by my predecessor, Wendy Porter, who did a fabulous job with this. And now I get to maintain it. So I didn't have to do the hard work. I didn't have to do the heavy lifting. But moving forward, we have a lot of work to do, especially post-Campfire and post-COVID. So we are very lucky to have this industry-to-industry partnership that in and of itself drives itself, but we facilitate it. Moving on to the next slide. Yes, shameless plug for the Grow Tech Fest video. I have a 1-minute video that I need to send to Thomas, and we'll talk through it before he gets it, because I'm going to send it right quick.
Is it YouTube?
I thought it was, but I didn't see it come up last night, and then I had to upload it to something else. It was a pain. Sorry, this is being recorded, but
No worries.
why don't we skip that since I've already talked too much?
All right.
And I'll send it later, and you guys can send it out to those who attended.
Absolutely.
Okay. So under the premise of this is a to-dos webinar, right? Our to-dos gathering. I wanted to share what ChicoStart is helping small businesses and startups with right now, and would also promote to anybody that's on this call. One is get a PPP or EIDL, Paycheck Protection Program loan, or an EIDL loan to help you stay afloat. This is not going to be our first shutdown. I guarantee it. Adversity spurs creativity. I can't say that enough. It's been interesting to see people who have been able to act on that. And so does that mean you pivot? Does that mean you reinvent? Does that mean you transition? Work with your friends at CleanStart or at Startup Stack or your mentors and have them help you help yourself. Retention is the new growth. Orange is the new black. Retention is the new growth. We're really focused on helping companies try to at least retain. And some of these last notes here, social media is your friend. Don't go silent, but be relevant. Okay. Don't make noise just to make noise. All right. Get outside more and self-care. If you have the opportunity, I haven't had that opportunity much yet, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to make some personal time for that. Personally, because I'm seeing my own decline, but I'm seeing other people really take advantage of that. And it's like night and day to what they were before. So I really encourage that. And lastly, of course, attend CleanStart's to-dos and please buy them coffee. I mean, where would we all be without them? I mean, they have all the components, right? They have everything to help you, and they have all the educational components to support it. And they have the experience and the relevant partners. So with that, I want to say thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll look for that video coming across.
Yes, I got to get that going.
One thing that I was hoping that you could share a little with about is that Chico and the North State have undergone a lot of issues from climate change that actually at this state legislative level have been recognized, and with communities that have been severely impacted by fire. Would you want to share kind of what CleanStart has, the actions CleanStart has taken kind of around that, or
CleanStart or
ChicoStart? ChicoStart.
Okay, just either way. Yes, happy to do so. So let me quit being to try to find that video. Oh, here it is. So I need to share it with you, right? Since it's in Google Drive.
Oh yeah, you can do that. And
Hold
I
on,
can
hold
share
on,
it with people later.
Stop. Ugh. Okay, I'm horrible at this, but let me answer your question first. That would be much better use of our time. Okay, so a couple of things. Actually, it's ironic that you asked that. I'm reaching over to grab a report that was done by Zurich North America in conjunction with DuPont. And we meaning ChicoStart, was actually highlighted in it. And the title of it is called Lessons from the California Fires, Investing in Resilience is Key. I can share this with you guys as well. Okay. So it's a, like a 60 or 70 page report. It's quite interesting. They did a lot of hard work. So we're highlighted there, and I'll address that later, and I'll share that with the group later. What we have done specifically is ChicoStart put together a wildfire industry council. So I am a campfire victim, as is some of Thomas's family, if I remember correctly. So I was one of those people trying to come down the hill that day, and it took 5.5 hours, and we're lucky to be here. With that said, the very next morning, I woke up and thought of a couple of fire-related companies in the Butte County and surrounding areas. I thought to myself, I have the privilege of sitting in these people's offices. I know what they're all doing, but do they know what each other's doing? And how can they collaborate, right? To put forth maybe a center of excellence, or to, help in the overall battle. So we actually have about 12 different companies, everything from GIS to boots on the ground to quick attack equipment to those doing aerial spraying. We have all that in my backyard. So we pulled them all together. And then we also brought in some engineering groups and some groups from the CSU. We are moving forward on several different pieces. One is a senior project with CSU to do a, don't laugh, but a Roomba. It's a fire Roomba. So one of the problems that CAL FIRE has and other firefighting agencies is the duff that's left over, right? That's left on the forest floor. And that is very flammable. And so they were looking at, how do we have a robot that can use the biomass, right, to propel itself and chew it up at the same time. We also have another group that spawned out of this that's looking at using that Roomba to just produce chips and inoculate the chips with mycelium, like with mushrooms, so that the mushrooms would then eat the toxic waste. We also have 3 or 4 grants through the CSU that are looking at how they help with water recovery, whether it be through removal of toxins in the water, whether it be through physical manifestation of pipes, through disasters, not just fire. So there's some dual purpose to that particular grant. I could go on, but I've used up a lot of time. But we're trying on the workforce development front in conjunction with Shasta College. I don't know if you know about a project up there called STEP. And then we're also working locally with this Wildfire Industry Council. We as ChicoStart, and our immediate reaction was pretty much level 1 survival in the first 3 months. We had food, we had blankets, we had people almost camped out here for the first 3 months. And then we took in a bunch of campfire affected and displaced businesses as well. And to this date, we still have 3 in here, and people still find us. In fact, we had 2 more come in last week to say, hey, we just heard about you. So it's been 1.5 years, and we're still helping. To put end to that point and talk about how that's affected us going forward, after helping about 300 companies through the campfire, it actually put us in a really good position to understand what we should be doing to hit the ground running with this COVID crisis, to be quite honest. So we immediately had a survey out. We immediately stocked up on, the things that we thought we would need to be able to help people. And that's why one of the very first things I listed on our to-dos was get a paycheck protection program or an EIDL to help you stay afloat. We're helping small businesses who may not have an online presence or have a meager online presence. We're helping them, with webinar. We have webinars every week now on everything from wellness to SEO to what is data analytics to how do you update your, Google, profile. I mean, to helping veterans get jobs. I mean, it sounds like a mixed bag and it sounds kind of schizophrenic, but what we're trying to do is make sure that we have a kind of ground zero for anybody who comes in our door, that they have a resource that they can go and act on, or that we can help them act on.
I think that's excellent. That's one thing, a lot of times when you think of entrepreneurship, you think of, Silicon Valley, and in Sacramento, we fought to show that we're entrepreneurs too, that we have a lot of great resources from SAC-STAVE to SMUD to the city supporting us. But all communities can really benefit from entrepreneurship. And I think the experience of, the campfire and so forth kind of really demonstrates the value of organizations that are ready to pivot and support what's happening out there. For those of you that aren't, familiar with it, the campfire is the fire that destroyed the town of Paradise back in 2017.
That was 18.
2018. In 2018.
November 8th.
Yeah, November 8th, 2018.
Yes.
There's some
yes.
documentaries out there if you're curious about it, but it was exactly what people had been warning about would be happen in California over years.
Yeah.
And the people, I see Laura says, is there anyone that doesn't remember it? And we do have people that are from international here today. So campfire also translates into a fire that's sitting in your camp. So I don't know whether
It's a
campfire, car fire.
Right. If you're an
You gotta
international,
get more unique things. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're an international person, you're like, what? Why is this a problem? Right?
You're supposed to.
Just think. The only example I can give to international folks is like, think about Australia at the beginning of this year. That was pretty much what was happening here.
Yeah, cold fires.
Yeah, Australia was basically, a third on fire, basically. So let's see, I have a few minutes left. Now, I'm going to try to do something here. If I shared my screen right quick, could I bring up a video?
I can enable that.
No.
Give me 1 second.
Now we only got enough for this. This is 1 minute and 25 seconds. And so I'm going to leave you all on a Zen note, and I'm going to promote the heart of Butte County here by this particular video. And we hope that you like it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, go Thomas.
Can you guys hear it?
Go full screen now.
And yeah,
Oh, how pretty.
Oh, go.
wow.
That's Phantom Falls. This is what awaits you when the day comes to travel again. Picture of the campfire.
Very cool.
Could I mention a couple of things? This is Mark Roost.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
One is mind mapping your services as you've got the mind work map of the network, but to mind work the concepts that you described to us about how you work with people, and sort of resolve that into something you can hand out. That would be cool. It would give them an introduction to mind mapping as well as give them the map.
Oh,
The other thing
yeah.
is that for rebuilding, I'm working with technologists who are designing 2 different structural ways of building homes. and other things. One works in ultra high performance concrete and the other one works with phenolic honeycomb, and pioneered that. So they've got, you know, from homeless mini micro home to mansion, you know, range of things that they can do.
Wow. Okay, that's great, Mark. Well, I need to circle back with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions for Eva at ChicoStart? All right. Well, I want to thank you all for attending. Thank you, Eva, for sharing your time and just telling us everything that you guys are doing up there in Chico. Just some additional links so that you guys can go check out the Spotlight Pitch Night and the Clean Tech Meetup that's coming up. I'm going to drop that these shared link to these docs again into the chat, so you can go and click on all of those good links there.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay, cool.
And I also want to thank our additional thanks to other program sponsors, EY, Hacker Lab, and Moss Adams, and our community of partners, which includes ChicoStart in there. Yeah, right there.
All right,
All right,
so Yulia Jankuye, did I get that right? Okay. And Laura.
I have a question for Eva. Is your 1 million cups meeting every week?
Yes, we are. We're meeting every week, and we are only doing one presenter a week
Okay.
right now. We went on a 2-month hiatus while everyone was in the fetal position trying to figure out what the heck they were doing and scrambling, right? And that was put on the back burner. And then I reached out to you, I believe, in May and said, send anybody our way. And we've had a few great ones come from your area.
Okay.
And we've had some people, honestly, who would not be as comfortable meeting in front of a group, agreeing to meet over Zoom. So it's actually been kind of a blessing in disguise. I've had a few people come out of the woodwork. And then I've also, through the CEO crash course, another plug to to CleanStart, have met a few through the CEO crash course that I've invited. So in fact, Emilio from IntelliSea will be presenting this month, the end of the month. And I've also introduced him to some other people. And then I think I have, oh, no, I met her through SBDC, sorry. I'd met Sadale at Open Grants IO before you guys had him on here. But we've been working together ever since. And of course, I support everything he's doing. And we are also doing a white label of the Open Grants IO platform. So you guys got your finger on the pulse of who's doing what and who we should all be partying with. So
Yeah.
all your efforts again.
Is your 1 million cups from 9 to 10?
Yes, it is from 9 to 10 on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And we do a Zoom channel.
At the same time. We've had 2 presenters, I think every week except for one. We didn't take a break, but we're getting a lot of presenters from around the country as well as presenters locally.
Yeah, and I just vet those. Like I had the Platypus Labs from another state, but she was awesome. I highly recommend her. And then and then there's some others that I was like, well, they might need to work on theirs a little bit longer and then come back,
Yeah,
And we try to give them
schedule them one local presenter, only one non-local presenter each week, and the other presenter to be local. So
yeah. Well, we have much less the population up here than you guys do. So we are great.
I'm glad to hear your things are back on and you guys are meeting.
Yeah, we are too. It's been nice to have some more of that consistency starting to come back.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. Good to see you, Laura.
Good to see you too, Eva.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share anything or from the community or things that they're excited about?
Hey, Judy Nottoli, anything good going on at ARB? You're on
Very
mute.
good.
There we go.
Not too much this week, Gary.
Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to have you with us. Thanks for everybody else being here. So Khalil, Glenn, Mark, Chris, Bruce, Musale, Daniel, hadn't said hi to you before, but when's the next one coming up? I guess it's going to be the pitch night and electric bikes. Yeah, cool. All right.
Ooh.
Ben?
We're all there.
Yeah. So.
Oh, are we? Oh, I'm totally excited about Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm an
Did you-
I'm an investor.
Oh,
Did you see? Yeah, cool. Did you see the video of them on Westworld?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's-
I want one.
Eva, we have batteries. We're developing batteries which could go for Rumble.
yeah.
Awesome.
High power battery, high energy.
So that
density.
means my investment in them is an investment in you. Is that right?
It could
What
be
kind of
vice
energy
versa
density
too.
you're looking at?
right.
Okay.
so
Okay,
the
see,
Rumble has a crowdfunding campaign for equity.
Yeah.
So that enables people to start an investment at just $100.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, the
check
start
out
engine is
the
great.
blog that we had on that.
Eva, I put my contact information in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. I'll dig it out right now.
All right. All right, everybody.
All right,
See you back
have
at
an
one of
awesome
the
day,
future
everybody.
events.
Bye.
So great job, Eva. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
patience. You can
Okay.
tell I have ADD.
Bye, everyone. Thank you very
Bye.
much.